Jacksonville, Florida, February 2001. A photograph slides across a table, black and white, taken from a parking garage, third level. In the frame, a man in a dark suit beside a silver sedan, handing something to another man. A small envelope, the kind that fits in a shirt pocket. That envelope is worth $1 million. The agents in the room have 52 more photographs just like it. Different parking lots, different cities, same envelope, same man. His name is Jerome Jacobson. 12 years earlier, McDonald's hired him to protect their most valuable asset. Not their restaurants, not their supply chain, their game. The Monopoly promotion, launched in 1987. Peel a sticker, match a color, win a prize. At its peak, 50 million Americans played every year. Top prize, $1 million. McDonald's never handled the prizes directly. That went to Simon Marketing, a Los Angeles promotions firm, contracted to print, secure, and distribute every game piece in existence. Jacobson was Simon's chief of security. He physically couriered the high-value pieces from the printer to the distribution chain. He was the only man alive who touched every million-dollar piece before it reached the public. An agent picks up the photograph, circles the envelope in red marker. 52 cities are receiving the same call right now. The raids begin at dawn. McDonald's did not invent the Monopoly promotion, they licensed it. In 1987, the company partnered with Simon Marketing, a mid-sized Los Angeles promotions firm, to design, print, and administer the entire game. Simon controlled everything. The piece designs, the print runs, the prize tiers, the security protocols. McDonald's handed them the keys and collected the revenue. And the revenue was extraordinary. During promotion windows, McDonald's locations saw a 40% spike in customer traffic. Not 4%, 40%. People who had not visited a McDonald's in months were suddenly buying large fries just to peel the sticker. The game ran every year. It ran because it worked. The prize structure was engineered for near impossibility. Boardwalk appeared once per print run. Park Place appeared tens of thousands of times. Together they paid $1 million. Separately, they were worth nothing. The odds of a legitimate winner, roughly 1 in 250 million. Simon Marketing printed all of it. Every Boardwalk piece, every Park Place piece, every $100,000 piece for Atlantic Avenue. Every piece that existed in America passed through one facility in California before it was attached to a cup or a fry box. One facility, one security chief. The game was not beatable from the outside. It never needed to be. Jerome Jacobson was not a criminal, not at first. He was a Jacksonville police officer for 11 years, decorated, known for methodical casework, careful documentation, an eye for procedural gaps. When Simon Marketing approached him in 1987, they were looking for exactly that. Someone who understood chain of custody, secure transport, and the psychology of institutional trust. They hired him to design the security system himself. He decided which routes the courier would take. He decided which employees could access the prize vault. He decided how the high-value pieces were logged, sealed, and transferred. He built every lock in the building, and then he kept a key. The first piece he took was in 1989. A $1 million Boardwalk piece, removed from a sealed transfer envelope during a routine courier run between the printing facility and the distribution warehouse. He resealed the envelope, logged the transfer as complete, filed the paperwork himself. No one checked. He waited 8 months before he moved again, then 6, then 3. By 1995, he was removing multiple pieces per promotion cycle. The system he had built to catch thieves had no provision for catching him. Because he was the system. Jerome Jacobson did not crack McDonald's Monopoly game. He had been inside it from the beginning. A stolen Boardwalk piece is not money, it is evidence. To convert it, Jacobson needed someone willing to walk into a McDonald's regional office, present a $1 million winning piece, submit to identity verification, sign a legal affidavit, and appear on camera for a winner's announcement, all without triggering a single question about where the piece came from. He needed a face, a clean one. The first buyer was a mobster named Gennaro Colombo, out of Jacksonville. Colombo paid Jacobson $50,000 cash for a $1 million piece. A 95% discount on a document that required zero forgery, zero hacking, and zero technical skill to redeem. Colombo recruited a relative to present it. The relative won. McDonald's paid. That transaction took 11 days from theft to payout. Jacobson scaled it immediately. By 1993, he had built a distribution network spanning 8 states: Tampa, Chicago, San Diego, Albany. His buyers were not random. They were connected, ex-convicts, small-time operators, one documented associate of the Colombo crime family in New York. Each buyer received 1 or 2 pieces per cycle. Each piece sold for between $50,000 and $200,000, depending on face value. Each winner was recruited locally, coached on what to say. 50 million Americans were playing the game. 8 of them were running it. In 1995, a McDonald's internal auditor noticed something wrong. The anomaly was statistical. Too many high-value winners were clustering in Florida, specifically Jacksonville. The probability of that geographic concentration occurring by chance was less than 1 in 4 billion. The auditor wrote a report. The report went to McDonald's legal department. Legal reviewed it and passed it to the promotions oversight team. The promotions team sat on it for 6 weeks. Then they filed it. No investigation was opened. The reason was not incompetence. It was arithmetic. McDonald's monopoly promotion was generating $300 million in incremental annual revenue during its run windows. The entire prize pool across all tiers totaled $26 million per year. The fraud Jacobson was running amounted to roughly $2 million annually. The math was clean. The game cost less to ignore than to kill. An investigation risked exposure. Exposure risked cancellation. Cancellation cost $300 million. So they filed the report. Jacobson ran untouched for 6 more years, and every year McDonald's printed the game pieces and handed them to the same man. The network ran clean for 12 years. No internal whistleblower, no disgruntled buyer, no accounting error, no surveillance footage, no forensic trail. Jerome Jacobson had built the operation the same way he had built the security system, with a professional's eye for every possible point of failure. He had not accounted for guilt. Michael Hoover was a mobile home salesman from Jacksonville. In 2000, Jacobson's network recruited him as a winner. Hoover presented a $1 million piece at the regional McDonald's office, collected his first annual installment of $50,000, and split the remainder with his handlers. Standard procedure, 11th transaction of that type in the network's history. Then Hoover went to church. He told his priest everything: the piece, the handlers, the money, the split. The priest did not offer absolution. He told Hoover that absolution required action. On August 3, 2000, Michael Hoover walked into the FBI's Jacksonville field office and sat down across from 2 agents. He talked for 4 hours. When he was done, the agents had one name they had never encountered in 12 years of financial crimes work. Not a buyer, not a distributor, not a winner. The man at the top, Jerome Jacobson. The agents picked up a legal pad and wrote it down. The FBI did not move immediately. They had a name. They needed a case. Michael Hoover was fitted with a recording device on August 19, 2000, 16 days after he first walked into the field office. The device was sewn into the lining of a jacket he wore to every subsequent meeting with Jacobson. Over the next 8 months, Hoover met with Jacobson 11 times. Diners, parking lots, a bowling alley in Jacksonville. Jacobson chose the locations himself, rotating them deliberately. An old professional habit that now meant nothing. Every word went to tape. In the 3rd meeting, Jacobson grew quiet mid-sentence. He looked at Hoover for 11 seconds without speaking. Agents monitoring the feed went still. Hoover did not move. Jacobson picked up his coffee, said the amount on the next piece was $100,000, and kept talking. The nearest the operation came to collapse was 11 seconds of silence in a Jacksonville diner. By meeting 8, Jacobson had named 3 distributors by first name. By meeting 11, he had quoted exact dollar splits on 4 separate transactions. He spoke freely because he had spoken freely for 12 years. The habit was structural. It was the last thing he had built, and the only thing he had not secured. The FBI had everything they needed. They began building the raid. August 21, 2001, 5:47 a.m. 47 FBI agents in 8 cities received the same radio confirmation simultaneously. The operation had a name: Operation Final Answer. It had taken 13 months to build from the moment Michael Hoover sat down in the Jacksonville field office. It was now 8 minutes from execution. At 6:14 a.m., 3 agents knocked on Jerome Jacobson's front door in Jacksonville. He answered it himself. He was in a bathrobe. He did not run. He did not speak. He looked at the agents for a long moment, then stepped back from the doorway and let them in. 51 people were arrested that morning across 8 states before 9 a.m. Jacobson pleaded guilty to fraud and racketeering. He was sentenced to 37 months in federal prison. Simon Marketing dissolved within 18 months of the arrests. McDonald's terminated its contract, paid an undisclosed settlement to the Justice Department, and quietly shelved the monopoly promotion entirely. The game that had run every year since 1987 went dark. It did not return for 3 years. At the sentencing, prosecutors told the court the network had included more than 50 members. The indictment listed 51. No one in the courtroom asked about the difference. The case closed on paper in 2001. Jerome Jacobson served 37 months. He was released in 2004. No record exists of where he went. He gave no interviews. He filed no appeals. He left the federal system quietly and has not appeared in any public record since. The FBI closed Operation Final Answer with 51 convictions. 8 of Jacobson's documented distributors were never charged. The case files identify them by first name only. Investigators who worked the operation gave interviews for years afterward, saying the network was larger than the indictment reflected. None of them were specific about the number. McDonald's brought the monopoly promotion back in 2003. The new security protocols have never been made public. Simon Marketing was replaced by a firm whose contract terms remain sealed under a non-disclosure agreement with McDonald's Legal, somewhere in America. There are people who presented a winning piece at a regional McDonald's office, collected a check, shook hands with a promotions manager, and walked out into an ordinary afternoon. They were never investigated. The piece was real. The win was processed. The money cleared. The game said they won. No one looked any closer. The promotion runs again this year. The security chief's name is not public information. Yet once again,